Hello and welcome to Mighty Obstacle Studios month in review for June 2026. This has been an extreme hellscape of a month. Lots of personal dilemmas occurred that slowed the production of this game down, and half of what I wrote down isn't really where the game is right now. If I sound more enthusiastic, that's because it's after everything that's happened. So let's go over what still got done anyway. So I mentioned I'm going to work on 3 stages in the last video, and that's exactly what I did. Fresh Forest, Devil's Ditch, and Badlands Base all had work done on them, and they are really fun. As you can see though, one had a little bit more work into it than the others. Fresh Forest has vines that grow as you walk on them. This took an ungodly amount of time for me to figure out, but I still did it. Devil's Ditch is going to have minecarts, which I would have here if I had the time to work on it. Well, at least the geometry is there for when they're ready. Badlands Base features a sniper shooting at you, or at least the cover for it. This one requires some very specific timing hiding behind structures, otherwise the snipers are going to shoot you. And I haven't decided if that should be an insta-kill yet or not, but if it's not an instant kill, it's going to hurt a lot. If there's one thing that these stages show off, it's a different take on Sonic level design. One thing classic Sonic games did was usually have a variety of gimmicks, but only have them do one thing. Maybe 2 if you're lucky. But doing that in Scouter doesn't feel right because Scouter isn't necessarily Sonic. It's got more in its DNA besides that blue rat. What I'm trying to say is that Sonic stages have much simpler gimmicks. I decided to take the Nintendo approach for gimmicks in these stages, which is to not have as many of them, but make them very focused and very creative with the systems that are already in the game itself. The sniper in Badlands Base is a fun example of starting simply with hiding behind cover, but now you have to fight enemies and time yourself to avoid getting fired at, and there will be background objects that fall and hit Scout. Yeah, this stage is gonna rock. As much as I'd love it if you could play almost a fourth of the game, I'm only going to choose one of these levels to be featured at Sage 2026. I'll swap Trainyard Tantrum out with this level as well. I'm sure you could already tell from the footage by how far along one of these looks, I've chosen Fresh Forest. There are multiple reasons, very thoroughly examined, so let's go over all of them. The first is that this was already at Sage. Like I said in the last video, Fresh Forest was already at Sage 2024. But it looked like this. As you can see, I'd like to do a revenge tour, and while not done with its redesign yet, it's looking much better. The second reason is it would be a better showpiece stage in general. Fresh Forest of the 3 stages shows off Scouter's momentum-based level design and combat much better. The other 2 stages obviously still have the main gameplay mechanic of Scouter, but Devil's Ditch does have a lot of level design with the minecart primarily, and Badlands Base is made for when you actually understand how Scouter plays. The third is that updating the credits is really easy. That was easy. Now here's the best reason. I'm making Fresh Forest because it already has the most work done on it. It was at Sage before, and when the goal is easier to reach, you just kind of pick the easier one, right? No need to worry about time anxiety here. So with there being a sizable amount of the game being worked on, the question is becoming, how do I make sure people want to play this game? It sounds like it's weird to start questioning this, but when you can advertise, you gotta go for it. Well, for starters, we gotta make more devlog videos. It's not even that I hate making them, I just haven't made one in a while. But having the game in a much more presentable state means I can get more eyeballs on it in general. Look, it sucks to say, but graphics looking better makes more people interested in the product. I hate saying that, but that's how it is. A Steam page is definitely the next step too. I was a bit worried when I thought I made Necrolepsy's Steam page a bit early on, but the issue was I didn't properly market the page to help gauge interest in the game. Well, getting that done will be a helpful marketing tool, so that's on the agenda too. Lightning round time! A big deal would be that I got multi-room enemy gauntlets to work. Now Scout will have to go room to room and fight enemies, leading to much more dynamic enemy encounters. This was kind of a thing in Wacky Waterways, but that was more about spawning them somewhere else. Boosters have gotten new models, looking more sleek in 3D. Now I can aim them in the foreground and background, and you know which direction it'll take you in. I may need to adjust the shaders in the future, but right now they're multiple steps better. I also figured out how BB code works to make effects and text dialog boxes. I'm not sure if I will use this, as I'm trying to make Scouter a game from its era, but it was fun to figure this out. So that's the end of this month in review, but I have quite the recommendation for you. If you're into very funny, challenging games, then I would recommend Love-ish. This came out pretty recently, and it's a single-screen puzzle platformer where you abandon your JRPG party because you're scared the princess won't fall in love with you. Entering the castle, you have 200 lives total and have to make it through. Every time you beat a stage, you also get a random event from losing a life just because to getting a bunch of health potions. As well, this game was worked on by one of my favorite mangaka, Ryusuke Mita, who created my favorite manga, Dragon Half. He did the art, and also some of the random scenarios are totally his sense of humor. Mink from Dragon Half even shows up in the game. But yeah, it's good. I wouldn't say it's as good as their last game, Astalon Tears of the Earth, but still really good. Thanks for tuning in to this month in review. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos from us, whether that be a new devlog video or a new month in review. We are also on Patreon. I decided to keep that, and you can join as a free member, or you can pay to get access to the Discord server and alpha builds of Scouter. There will be another benefit with devlogs on there very soon. We are also available on X, where we post way too much, but that's a good thing if you want to stay up to date, right? So what's next? Well, I already decided on the level, so you'll see Fresh Forest get a lot more love as the weeks go by. I already know that before I upload this video, I'm going to have a moment or two where I have to remember to do the month in review on my vacation. But I got it done right before the trip, and I'll go back to relaxing. Yeah, I wasn't coming home from a vacation just to rush and get this month in review done. Sorry. But with a lot of the drama happening in my actual life, don't expect everything to come out straightforward. I'm going to have to work on Scouter at night to make up some of the time I need to spend during the day now. But even so, expect way more work on Fresh Forest, expect a Steam page, and expect a devlog video during this time. I hope to see you all next time. Take care.